Hi there folks, welcome to the Amazing Brick Network. My name's Tori Favreau and we're going to be taking a close look at 80106, the story of Nian. This was a fantastic set. I bought this at the same time as the Spring Lantern Festival. The booklet is great. I thoroughly enjoyed the build, and we'll get it together for you now. To be honest with you, I didn't even read the booklet, and that's shame on me. So I still don't even know what the story of Nian is, but I do know that it involves a dragon, which we'll be building in the later parts of this video. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, please do subscribe, click the like button, and make sure you click that bell to get the notifications come up. So basically, with this build, you do have the dragon, and you've also got, like, it looks like the start of a temple. Now that's a complex little fascia that they're building, but do bear in mind, some people thought it was actually a building. It certainly is not. It is just a fascia for it, but it does look good. There's like layers of different techniques being used. It does build up really nicely, and all things said and done, I would love to see this be the start of something bigger, because it is really beautiful. They've done such a good job with the design. Absolute props to Lego on this one. Have you folks built this? It's been out for a little while now. I've just finally gotten around to getting it ready for you folks. It took a little while to get ready because I had so many other things to build with the new releases that came out, but thoroughly enjoyable. I did this one in a single sitting. It was just something that I didn't want to break away from, quite like the Spring Lantern Festival. Very well designed, and just a thoroughly relaxing and enjoyable building exercise. So I do hope that you find that to be the same experience for yourself. It wasn't too expensive, all things considered. You know, the brick count's fairly decent, and from memory, it's about the $100 Australian dollar mark, maybe just a little bit more, but certainly worth it. I thought it was really cool. These techniques here were really neat, just to get the top of the doorway done. And I do love the red, the windows there. I love that element. I just think it looks so cool. It is very suiting to the Eastern aesthetic as well. So I do love it. And also the fact that we use those detailed bricks to just flesh it out a little bit more, give it a little bit more texture, that the brickwork was certainly there, but without making the whole thing just nothing but those bricks. It looks great. It was great to make. It's a solid build. I was surprised because when I was looking at the actual base of this thing, I thought this is going to actually fall apart. It's going to fall apart, and it didn't, because you got to build up on it more and more, and it is a really solid display piece. It certainly is not a play piece. It is a display piece. Yeah, this is something more for the adult builders. I don't think kids would actually get a lot of pleasure out of this, though. If you give them the dragon once you've made it, maybe that would change their mind a little bit and they could have a good run around with it there. But all things said and done, the amount of detail that we are putting on here, it's super cool. But there's just nothing at the back to let you appreciate it. Like, look at even the bits of snow and ice hanging off there. That's really cool. I just think that that was well done. The bullion bars on there for the detail. I've been seeing that a lot in different Lego sets lately, and I do think that they are really figuring out some fantastic ways of really using those elements to their full advantage, because they're such great pieces. I'm sure that you'd agree. If you don't, pop your comment below. Of course, I'd love to know what you guys think, but I do think it is really cool. And we've got our figures here. It's a very light on for the figures, all things considered. And I felt sorry for Grandma having to dig around with a shovel. Not very fair for Grandma. Grandmas don't need to be digging. They've done their time. Not in a I've gone to prison kind of sense, but you know, someone else should be digging for Grandma. Now, this was a nice little way of setting up the artwork here, and I did think it was quite cool. This pattern here, as you can see in just a moment, was a little bit fiddly, but I do think it was really well done once again, and it certainly was it was fun. It was actually fun to put together. Forgive me there, I sort of stumbled across the right words to use, but it was just fun to put together. The detail, once again, you've got snow on those arches making its way down, and it's just beautiful to look at. It's a fantastic little set there, and those parts up the top of the roof, they're later on going to be supporting some of the fireworks and other bits and pieces that come off the top of this for the story of Nian. Adding to the front base, once again, it does get locked down pretty securely, as you will see. These pieces all do click together nicely, though I'm not sure, like they could have used like a 16 by 32 for one of the areas there and maybe built out and fleshed out around that. They chose not to, but as a result, I mean, obviously the brick counts up on it, but you also do get to reinforce this rather nicely. So it was really neat. I like I said, I was dubious that it would hold together, but it is solid as a rock. Now we're getting up toward the real fun part of the build, and just fleshing it out here with a little bit of plant life, and of course a snowman, which is pretty neat as well. Fireworks being set up there. And I did love those little branches. I did think they look quite beautiful. There's the fireworks I was talking about earlier. And I think they looked really, really cool. I enjoyed those. You'll see them all properly in a moment, I can assure you. I just wanted to show you the build. Now I'm getting the dragon ready. This is a cool dragon. I would have loved it even more if it was longer, but it is a super cool build. It certainly would be the inspiration for people a lot cleverer than myself to continue building and make it even bigger again. The layering of the scales is just wicked. I love it. The legs at first, I thought that they wouldn't fit properly, but I'm really pleased to report that they do a really good job. Even now you can see it doesn't look like it's going to balance properly, but I can assure you it does, and it even gives the dragon a bit of a jaunty. I don't know if you've ever seen people operating a Chinese dragon before, but the way it sort of prances, it sort of made the stance look like that. And I just thought it was really cool. And also I did love the fact that like there's a couple of elements there in colors that I haven't seen before, like bananas in that bright blue color that you can see. It looked really, really neat. It certainly added a lot of detail and depth. The eyes that I'm making at the moment, you can see there the white studs. They were really neat as well. The thing I liked about that is, once again, if you've ever seen a Chinese dragon dancing, the eyes sort of all bobble around and move. And those eyes actually will, not to the extent, you can see I've sped it up, but I'm trying to shake it so as the eyes move around for you. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful build. And we're almost up to the end of the build, so you'll get to have a look at it. I'm going to play some still shots for you. There we are. All things said and done, this build is just amazing. I do recommend it. It's certainly worth your money. It's just good fun from start to finish. Look at the beautiful detailing there on the dragon. It's just utterly, utterly phenomenal. I highly rate this set and recommend it. I think it's something that is very different for us Western people who are building it. I love the Eastern aesthetic on it. I just think it's utterly gorgeous. Super well done. Thank you, Lego, for putting out such a fantastic set. And folks, I really appreciate you watching these videos. As I said, please do subscribe, and I'm going to continue to bring you as much Lego news and good times as I possibly can. Thanks again, and happy building.